Sound can come in handy when you're cooking, too. If you listen to your food, you can tell if you've made a mistake, I understand.
Yeah. Has this ever happened to you, Ira?
Yes.
You ever throw a piece of meat into the pan and you don't hear any sound and you kind of feel like you hear a wah, wah. It's not the sound you wanted to hear because you didn't hear a sizzle.
Right.
You know, that's...
You have to turn it on wrong. What do you mean? What?
You have to turn it on high so you get that sizzle going. But also in this episode of the Sporkful podcast, I talked to Kenji Lopez-Alt, who's the food science guru from Serious Eats, and he took me into the test kitchen there, and he told me this great story. His first job in a fancy restaurant, he was like the bottom of the barrel prep chef, and he had to cut chives for 45 minutes straight for every station in the restaurant. And after 45 minutes of slicing chives, the head chef of the restaurant, walks by and stops and says, "You're cutting those wrong." She wasn't looking. She didn't look. She could tell that he was cutting them wrong just by the sound he was making when he was cutting. So first let's play the sound of the wrong way to cut scallions, then we'll describe what's happening. Sounds like a chopping.
Yeah, like an axe almost.
That's right. What's happening there is that it is a chop. It's straight down, and you are essentially crushing plant cells, and that creates a chemical reaction that releases lacrimators, which are the things in an onion that make you cry.
But don't you want that reaction, that taste, the full taste, to mix those together?
I think most people prefer a little bit of that pungency of the onion, but also with its natural sweetness.
So you don't get that if you crush it.
Right. If you crush it, you get too much of that pungency. So what you want to do instead, rather than chopping straight down and crushing, you want to slice very smoothly and gently in a horizontal way so that you crush as few plant cells as possible. So the sound should be almost imperceptible, but listen very closely.
Yeah. You know, there's almost a mindfulness about it, where you are focused on that, and you're going to make the cut just right, and you're enjoying the whole experience by being mindful of what you're doing at that moment.
Totally, and that's something that I think definitely enhances the eating experience. And because sound is sort of the forgotten sense in eating and cooking, if you force yourself to focus on that thing you don't normally focus on, I think you'll get more pleasure out of the eating experience and also be more focused and sort of... I find cooking to be a great way to relax, a sort of decompression. And when you're really focused on just the sound the scallions are making, I find it very peaceful.